should you be riding a motorcycle during the Palisades fire? It's a name that will forever be etched in the memories of those living in Southern California. This devastating wildfire, which ignited on January 7th, 2025, quickly transformed the serene landscape of the Pacific Palisades into a scene of chaos and destruction. Fueled by dry conditions and strong winds, the fire spread rapidly, consuming acres of land and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The blaze, which initially seemed confined to the remote areas of the Palisades, soon made its presence felt in the densely populated San Fernando Valley. The flames danced closer to homes and businesses, casting an eerie orange glow over the terrified communities below. The fire's relentless advance has forced thousands to flee their homes, leaving behind cherished memories and the comfort of familiarity. As the fire rages on, the question on everyone's mind is a simple yet terrifying one. When will it end? The answer, unfortunately, remains elusive. Firefighters are locked in a desperate battle against the blaze, but the fire's unpredictable nature makes it a formidable adversary. With the relentless advance of the Palisades fire, a sense of urgency grips the San Fernando Valley. Mandatory evacuation orders, issued to protect residents from the imminent danger, have transformed once bustling neighborhoods into ghost towns. Families forced to leave their homes behind, seek refuge in shelters and with loved ones, their lives upended by the disaster unfolding around them. Firefighters, working tirelessly on the front lines, are engaged in a desperate struggle to contain the blaze. These brave men and women, facing unimaginable heat and danger, are true heroes, risking their lives to protect their communities. Helicopters and airplanes transformed into airborne firefighters soar through the smoky skies, dropping water and fire retardant on the flames in a desperate attempt to slow their advance. Despite their valiant efforts, the fire continues to rage, fueled by dry conditions and strong winds. The situation remains fluid, with the fire's path unpredictable and dangerous. The scale of the disaster is immense, and the fight is far from over. As evacuation orders blare from loudspeakers and flash across phone screens, residents of the San Fernando Valley face a heart-wrenching decision: what to take and what to leave behind. The urgency of the situation leaves little time for contemplation, forcing families to make split-second choices about which possessions are truly irreplaceable. The evacuation process itself is fraught with danger. Roads, choked with a mass exodus of vehicles, become parking lots, the air thick with smoke and the stench of burning. The fear of being trapped in a wildfire's path weighs heavily on the minds of evacuees, adding to the already tense atmosphere. For those with health conditions, the smoky air poses a serious threat. The elderly, young children, and those with respiratory issues are particularly vulnerable to the effects of smoke inhalation. Evacuation, while essential, can be a harrowing experience, particularly for those with limited mobility or access to transportation. Motorcycles and wildfires, a dangerous combination. In the chaos of a wildfire evacuation, the thought of hopping on a motorcycle to escape the inferno might seem appealing. Motorcycles, with their agility and ability to navigate through traffic, might appear to offer a quick and efficient means of escape. However, this perception of safety is a dangerous illusion, a gamble with potentially fatal consequences. The reality is that riding a motorcycle in a wildfire zone is fraught with peril. Thick smoke, a hallmark of wildfires, reduces visibility to a minimum, transforming roads into treacherous obstacle courses. The presence of falling debris carried by the wind adds another layer of danger, turning a motorcycle ride into a game of Russian roulette. Moreover, the intense heat generated by a wildfire can be overwhelming. Even on a motorcycle, the combination of radiant heat and engine heat can lead to heat exhaustion and dehydration, impairing judgment and increasing the risk of accidents. Motorcycles offer little to no protection from falling debris, making riders particularly vulnerable to serious injuries. Section 5. The invisible threat. Smoke, ash, and your safety. While the flames of a wildfire pose an obvious and immediate threat, the smoke and ash they produce are insidious dangers, silent killers that can have long-term health consequences. Smoke inhalation can irritate the lungs, exacerbate existing respiratory problems, and increase the risk of heart attacks. Even those wearing helmets are not immune to the dangers of smoke inhalation. While helmets provide protection from head injuries, they do little to filter out the harmful particles present in wildfire smoke. The fine particulate matter in smoke can penetrate deep into the lungs, causing inflammation and respiratory distress. Ash, another byproduct of wildfires, poses its own set of risks. Ash can irritate the eyes, skin, and respiratory tract, causing discomfort and potentially triggering allergic reactions. Inhaling large amounts of ash can overwhelm the lungs, leading to respiratory distress and other health problems. It is crucial to minimize exposure to both smoke and ash, even if you are not in the immediate vicinity of a wildfire. Section 6. Heeding the call. The importance of evacuation orders. When authorities issue evacuation orders during a wildfire, it is not a suggestion. It is a matter of life and death. These orders are not issued lightly. They're based on careful assessments of the fire's behavior and the potential threat to human life. Ignoring an evacuation order is akin to playing Russian roulette with your life and the lives of your loved ones. Evacuation orders are designed to get people out of harm's way before it's too late. Waiting until the last minute to evacuate can have deadly consequences. Roads can become impassable, visibility can deteriorate rapidly, and the fire's path can shift unexpectedly, trapping those who hesitate. It is essential to have a plan in place, know your evacuation routes, and be prepared to leave quickly when an evacuation order is issued. Remember, your safety and the safety of your family depend on your willingness to heed the warnings of authorities and evacuate when instructed to do so. In the chaos of a wildfire, following evacuation orders is not just the safest course of action, it is the only responsible choice.